Hi cherries, Radiance by Foley here, and I'm very excited to share this base makeup tutorial with you all. Before we get into it, you make sure that you clean your client's face. You clean it off every dirt, okay, irrespective of if you saw the person bathe in front of you. So I go in with my spray, my face spray, and then I make sure I dry it before the next process, which is moisturizer. Now the moisturizer I use now is the Flawless Ivy moisturizer. I love it so much. It has a beautiful grip on the skin, guys. Very, very beautiful. So with moisturizer, I always say that you apply it generously, okay? You apply it generously. If you want that dewy, smooth finish, you have to apply it very generously in the skin. Don't be chiseled with your moisturizer, guys. Don't be chiseled. Then you go in with your hands for that beautiful finish. So my primer for today is the Beachem primer, and guys, this is a good buy, okay? It was a random buy, and honestly I do not regret it. It's such a beautiful primer. You can see the instant dryness and blurriness that it gives to the skin. This client of mine has very oily skin, okay? Very oily skin. So you go in and then you make sure you blend it in to prevent any form of harsh lines, okay? Now after that, we go in to our foundation match, okay? So I have this second one and then this dark one, okay? So guys, I'll leave it in the comment section for you to think which foundation do you think matches her skin tone very well, okay? The first, the second, or the third one. Okay, so we go ahead and apply foundation generously on the skin. We don't want too much, okay? That is why you need to know your foundation match, okay? You apply it very generously on the skin, and then you blend it in beautifully. Blend that thing in. No form of tackiness, no form of patchiness anywhere. Blend it in so that you will not have any lines. Okay, you blend it in, no lines anywhere. Beautifully. So the foundation I used is funaglamz, the tube foundation, and guys, that foundation is on the affordable side, but it is beautiful. It has a beautiful coverage, matte coverage. So I go in with my blush from my lip palette. My Beachem lip palette. Okay, then you blend it in. As I'm saying, as a makeup artist, you shouldn't get tired of blending, because blending is what makes your work beautiful. I hope you understand. Blending is what makes it beautiful. So for that lifted look, you take your blush upwards, okay? So right after that, you go in with contour application, and with contour we go to or a shade darker than your normal skin shade, okay? Right below the blush. All right, so now we apply concealer. Okay, the concealer I'm using is the Adventure concealer, and this Adventure concealer is affordable, okay? So if you're a beginner in makeup and you want some affordable makeup products, you can just let me know in the comment section, and I will help you with that. Okay, so I forgot to moisturize her lips, so I go in and then moisturize her lip beautifully. Okay, so I let the concealer sit a little bit for a beautiful and more fuller coverage. Okay, so now I go in with my sponge and I blend it in. Tap. Don't drag. You tap it into the skin beautifully like that. Okay, you tap it into the skin beautifully. So with concealer, you use a shade lighter or 2 to 3 shades lighter, depending on the kind of under eye or highlighting that you want, okay? So if you can see, this concealer is buildable, okay? You can add more depending on how bright you want the under eye to be. So I go in and I blend it in very well. In fact, you are going to blend and you are going to feel the ache in your hand, but you want it to be very smooth and beautiful. So you blend it in. Make sure that you tell your client to lift their eyes up. Okay, they don't have any business looking at you. They should look up to God. So you blend it in beautifully. you can see that beautiful transition between the concealer and then that of the foundation. They have merged into each other very beautifully with the blush. So as a makeup artist or an upcoming makeup artist, or even somebody who is just enthusiastic about makeup, you are learning makeup, you need to learn the right techniques. You need to learn it well. I hope you understand. All right, so I go in and blend it, because even if the client looks down, even if your client looks down, it can cause patchiness when you apply your powder. Okay, so now I go in and then I do a quick nose contour. Very quick nose contour to bring out the sharpness and the straightness of that highlight I did on the nose. So you use a very angled brush for that. All right, now before I use my pressed powder, I let her look up again, and then I blend the concealer in very well. So now I'm going in with my pressed powder. That is on my powder palette. I use the funaglamz powder palette. So guys, this is on affordable side. I want you to know that you can achieve a very beautiful makeup with very affordable products. You don't need to break the bank. You just need to know your techniques. So then I go in with my pressed powder on every side, everywhere that I highlighted previously. You want a very smooth finish. All right, very, very smooth finish. So you keep blending it in till you're satisfied. You can see that it has bled out. All right, you can see that it has bled out beautifully. Exactly. So then I go in and then I kind of erase every form of harsh line between the blush and then in that of the concealer, where I place the powder over the concealer. All right, now it's time to apply powder all over the face, and then we are going to apply powder in her skin tone. You're going to apply powder in her skin tone. Don't go and use any tone that is off. You look at your client's skin, and then you pick a powder that beautifully complements the skin. You pick a powder that complements the skin. You go over the areas that have not been highlighted. You apply powder everywhere. Apply it generously. Don't be stingy with your powder application. Because we don't want the makeup to become sticky in our hands. So we apply it everywhere on the face except the highlighted part. And as you can see that the face has been chiseled. Her face has gotten some form of structure. So I apply it everywhere beautifully. You can see that connection between the face and then that of the neck. So as a makeup artist, you should know. By now you should know your powder selection, a kind of powder that best suits every skin type. So if you want a powder recommendation, I'll say that when you are starting, you can use the funaglamz. Funaglamz has beautiful wide range of products that are good, beautiful finish. Beautiful finish. So look, you can see how the powder has bled the whole look. I don't need to talk too much. You can see it. You can see the beauty. You can see that this powder is good. So I go with. So once you do your cream contour, you should know that you have to do your powder contour. So that is what I'm doing, and with the powder contour, to use a shade or 2 shades darker. You are giving the face some form of shadow. When you say contour, you are giving it some form of structure that you want. You want the face to look in a certain form of structure. So when I go with my loose powder, my setting powder right under the eye, because you realize the pressed powder cannot really hold the concealer in. So I go in with my loose powder and then I set it in beautifully. I set it in beautifully, okay? So you can see the smoothness that it's giving. You can see that the finished product is going to look very, 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 very good. All right. So now I go in with my Kiss tea, the setting spray, the tea one, the green tea one, and then I let the powder and everything marinate. Oh my god, marinate. If the base is looking this juicy, you can imagine when you do your eyeshadow, you do your brows, you add your blush. Yes, I need not talk too much. So now I'm going with my powder contour, okay? And then for good precision, I want her to, you have to make sure that your client is sitting straight. Okay, you're sitting straight so that you can get that correct straight angle. All right. If you watch most of them, you realize that I don't do too much when it comes to contour, because I don't want to really change the facial bone, okay, of the nose. Okay, I want it to come as natural as we are Africans, and I hope you get what I mean. So I go in with my blush. And I'm doing a lifted look because I want the whole makeup, I want everything to look very, very lifted, okay? I want that blush to be given very lifted, okay? So I go in with a red blush, very red blush, okay? So this blush is not very pigmented, so you need to build up the coverage, okay? You need to build up the coverage. So now I'm going with my another setting powder from Avoir. I don't remember the shade, but I think I might insert it into the video, and then I use it to bake the under eye whilst we do the eyeshadow. Okay, so I bake it beautifully, guys. You can see that the makeup is going to come out very well. Now I want to give another pro tip. If you realize that you take too much product off the setting powder, okay, and it is disturbing you, it is worrying you, when you are done, it becomes too light, especially for dark skin, you can go in with their shade of pressed powder, the one that you used under the eye, and then you mix it a little bit with the person's powder, skin powder, the color, okay? I hope it makes sense. So I will go in with her pressed powder in her shade, and then a little bit of the one I used originally for the under eye, and then I press it into it. If it's not working, then you go in with just the person's shade. And guys, I promise you that red overly bright under eye would come down, okay? Will come down. Because of time, we had to go for a photo shoot. I was not able to do an eyeshadow look, but then guys, I promise that in the next video I'm going to do a very detailed eyeshadow look. I hope this video was very, very, very helpful and very educative to someone. At least if you do not understand, you go and watch it again, come and watch it again, and then hopefully after a few practices, okay, hopefully after a few practices you would have a hand over it. So this is more for, although it's beginner friendly, it's also more for people who are already familiar with makeup and they know what exactly I was doing. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Bye for now. Yes. And also one thing I will say is, for one pro tip, when you're doing dark skin brows, okay, I think it's best to either use a dark pencil or you use your gel liner, okay? either to use your dark pencil or your gel liner. So guys, this was the final look of our makeup, and as you can see, it's very soft and beautiful, very demure, and my client loved it so much. And this is makeup on real skin. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye guys.